I pop Chris, ice so bright, whip stay clean with my girl so nice. I see you while you looking at me. Swag surf on 'em, do you see what I see? Pop Chris, ice so bright, whip stay clean with a girl so nice. I see you while you looking at me. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Night Live. I'm your man Bailey, aka Mr. Go Get 'Em. And we are back with another Sunday Night Live. And you know who I got with me?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Hey. My forehead is foreheading over here. That's all I can see right now when I keep looking at the camera. What to do, y'all? It's your girl, Shmoney Marie. We're back on another Sunday. I had to get coffee this week because I'm tired. And I didn't want to fall asleep during the recording because I almost did last week. I'm so tired. So I really got the energy today. I'm off the espresso. Yeah.
Man, talk about off the espresso.
I'm off the espresso, baby. I'm off the espresso.
I'm finna tell you what we off of. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Shmoney Eats. Hey man, every Saturday we doing Soul Platter Saturday. We doing it on Saturdays only right now. You want greens, you want chicken, you want cornbread.
What's the one with I got
you
the
want
green,
macaroni
green,
and cheese.
Chicken, ham, green, chicken, chicken. You name it.
We got Soul Food Saturdays by Shmoney herself.
You think
she thinks
all of this is fat? You feel me? None of a lady in church if she ain't got that part right there. She don't know how to cook. I cook like somebody grandma. I got told this by a real good friend. We used to be business partners. Like I think how old is he? Like 30 something, 40 years old. And he was like, nah. He said, nah, you ain't cooked this. Your grandma cooked it. You just bringing it to me. And I'm like, no, I did it. That's what you call gifted. Okay. That's what you call anointing. But
no, that's what you call, she just like to eat. So she
all of the above.
She can eat the same thing.
All
she
of
can
the
have
above.
it herself at home. Y'all probably gonna see the camera angles look a little different. We're super crispy. We finally put the new camera up, got some new lenses. I know I look extra
I'm looking
in
greasy.
focus.
I feel like I look greasy.
They can only see my head. Like that's all.
You see my head is shining. Look at you can even see it in your screen. It's shining. Hecky no. Okay.
My cheeks are shining though.
I know both of ours. I didn't put no highlight on. Oh my God. Oh, I did early when I went to church, but I did really, really light, and then I was crying and shit. So
crying.
That shit gone. Yeah, cause like, you know, I just be in the spirit. And God just be saying stuff, and like, I noticed, and it's crazy, cause this lady I used to work with, she came and she bought a plate, but she picked it up today, and we was talking and stuff, and then she's like, I know you don't like to hug, but can I give you a hug? And like, that kind of took me back because I do like to hug, but I guess going through so much shit, hugging, it brings out an emotion in me that it makes me feel vulnerable, and I don't think I care to do that for a while. So yeah, I ain't really do a lot of hugging or letting people hug me and such, like not a real hug with meaning behind it. You know what I mean? Like I hug my clients in the morning at work. Good morning. But you know what I mean? For somebody to know you for real, and then they give you that hug. Like, I don't really be trying to do that because usually people feel sorry for me, and I don't be wanting that. But
Sure. You don't be hugging nobody with your mean ass. She ain't hugging nobody. She mean as a motherfucker.
You know what's crazy? It's like
You sitting here talking, you ain't even near the mic no more. What the hell? You just talking for no reason.
I'm off the espresso.
See, she done had some coffee now. She don't know
I'm
what
off the
hell to do with
espresso
herself.
and off a couple doses of my meds. I forgot the past couple days. But
Okay.
it's okay and it's all right.
So I'm actually sharing everything right now.
Every day the sun will shine, but that's why I love tomorrows.
All right, so tonight we were supposed to have a guest. But it is also Sunday, and he ended up with a family situation, which, you know, I ain't never gonna blame anybody for that. You know, that is what it is. So we're not gonna have the guest today, but we still gonna go ahead and move forward with what the conversation was gonna be about, which is why do women avoid good men? So, you know, that's gonna put a lot of camera on you. Right? But we're not gonna take too much time. We're gonna also go ahead and pop up the phone number, let the ladies call in and give us their reasons for the things that they do. Because, well, y'all be the ones doing it. And since y'all be the ones doing it, we got questions and hopefully you have answers. If you do, we would love to hear it. The phone number is 602-736-6660. Now, the question of the night is, why do women avoid good men? This is a subject, a topic that I know a lot of y'all can definitely speak on and talk about, because you might be one of those women that do just that. We can't say it's not true, because I'll even throw it out there. If you truly pay attention to Facebook and everything else where you can post, aka social media, a lot of women are complaining about how they're not going to deal with men anymore. Men suck, blah, 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 blah.
What you say? What? Say it again. What? Oh, why do women avoid good men?
Why do women avoid good men?
Why do women avoid good men? I need answers.
Let me go ahead and get the phone line ready.
Both species.
I'm tripping.
Why do women avoid good men? I need answers. Both species. Okay, that works.
She said both species.
Both species.
Let me turn on the phone line, because the phone line is not on. Even if somebody did call, right, would have already have missed one.
Postman.
It's connecting. It's connecting.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some help from them tonight because I'm different. So, yeah, I'm gonna need. I don't want to call them regular people, but
Ladies, what she's saying is she gonna need some help from y'all. All right, phone line is wide open and ready to go. Go ahead and give us a call. Subject today is, why do women avoid good men? And then for my guys, well, y'all can call in too. Have you had a female that you had 100% good intentions on being with, having, spending time with, trying to wife, and yeah, you got kicked to the side or something?
oh my bad. Come on. See, now she being nosy.
No.
She do this every time.
Every time I get loud,
She needs to mind her business.
put her back in airplane mode.
Yeah, please. Put her to sleep.
So what happened when you got too many phones too?
I got too many phones. One for the low.
Plus, we about to go into the holidays, so this week gonna be a little For the next week, we gonna be
ain't getting nothing for Christmas.
we gonna be real chill.
For real.
Friday.
He gonna get a pack of batteries.
On Friday, we got Freaky Baby J coming back.
Hey! 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 She gonna watch this and crack up on that part.
All right, so we want to hear tonight. We want to make this a full call-in show. We don't really want to do too much. Call in. Why do women avoid good men and then men? Maybe we should go ahead and do this for y'all too. Why do men avoid good women?
Yeah.
I can tell.
Cause I'm the good woman. So I'm the good woman. The Lord said, "A man that findeth him a good woman, is findeth him a good thing."
A man that findeth a wife findeth, yes.
Yes. I am that. I am the I am.
Okay, so I mean the burden, the pressure is actually put on man because it's a job. It's a man's job to find a wife.
Yes. But it also is a woman's job to keep a man.
No, it's her job to be a wife.
Right.
The first thing that a woman has to do is you have to be a wife. And I know a lot of women around here, y'all think cooking and cleaning is what makes you a wife, but it is also your persona, your personality, who you are as a person. Are you agreeable? Are you not masculine? Are you submissive? Do you bring peace to that man's life? Whoever calls in, we keep this 100% anonymous here, so don't worry about if you ousted, if you know who I am, or if I know who you are. Which, if you call in on the app, it actually doesn't show who you are, so it's not like it's a saved contact. So I'm not going to know who you are anyway, unless I recognize your voice, which on this system, you don't recognize nothing. And then for my guys, which y'all slacking asses.
I'm finna put the question.
Okay. Why do you avoid good women? A lot of the times, on behalf of some men, I can say is because they're not ready for one. A lot of men don't know what to do with good women, and that is a lot of responsibility. And I don't think that everybody really understands that. As a man, there's a burden of here my Gigi.
I heard that one.
Gigi clearly agrees.
What?
There is a level of expectation that we have to live up to as man. And if you have a good woman, you know that you have to up your game. So a lot of times, a lot of men just they're not ready for that. And I know a lot of y'all will not agree with this, but it does depend on age. Men don't hit their true stride until their mid to late 30s. And when that happens is when they get on their A game. Period. Women, y'all hit y'all stride mid-20s. And that's where I would say we have a disconnect. What do you think?
When did you say men hit their stride?
Between 35 and 40.
Ooh, that kind of choked me up.
She's
a
sitting
little
here
bit.
thinking about her baby daddy. She counting. She thinking about her baby daddy. She just counting.
Do not listen to this man. This man is ignorance in a yellow hat.
Tell me I'm lying.
Do not.
Tell me I'm lying.
Please do not listen to this man. He always is in somebody's business. No, he played too much.
She just counted in her head. Oh shit, that's hilarious. Oh my god. Look, now she's sitting back there.
No, I'm not.
Oh shit. She still ain't denied it.
Deny what?
You know
what? You're ignorant. That's all it is. No, you're ignorant. I'm not about to play with him. No, the way I feel is the way I feel. Ain't that statistic gonna be able to sway me, right?
How you feel?
This is how I feel. It just threw me off. I didn't expect for you to say 35, 40. I thought you were like, not 30. You know what I mean? But
Now, a man doesn't
Come
even
on.
hit his financial stride till 35-ish.
Typically.
If he's been on his A game, which
But
that puts 15 to 17
you different,
years.
baby. You got different. So
There's very few that's different.
I'm just
though.
playing.
Yeah, it's very few.
Well, I'm not playing, but yeah, I know, but I understand what you mean. Easter way, okay, any whore because you want to play.
Got him!
That is it's not a big difference, but at the same time, it is a big difference. So for me, let's say I hit my stride. Let's say I'm walking, right? I'm not running in it yet, but I'm walking, picking up the pace into my stride. I would say I get on full speed, you know. I mean, you don't know God's plan, but I want to say anywhere between, 25 and 27, you know what I mean? No later than 28, I should definitely be at a place, you know what I mean? But like I said, God's will. For you to say a man to be that, but 10, 15 years later kind of makes a difference. That's a whole child grow up from baby to teenager. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little different. But, I feel like things are moving at a little bit faster pace. Not faster pace because we don't really control time. You know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, are you saying the person you're dealing with is a little bit?
I'm not dealing with anybody.
Ahead of the curve? Is that
I'm not. No, I'm not dealing with anybody.
Okay, someone that you know is maybe moving ahead of the curve.
Yeah, like I know. He's different.
Yeah,
you
but
know what I mean.
So this is the thing, though. We may say they're moving ahead of the curve, but in order to move ahead,
but we don't know nobody's pace. So is what I'm saying. Like, but it seems as if this is an era to where we move fast. Like I know fast money's a thing, but. You can be moving fast in whatever it is your business that you're flourishing in or whatever, I guess it's you can really see the money versus to back then, a little like $10,000 was like $1 million back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not just the money. It's also the
maturity,
process, the maturity level, the mind
right.
frame.
Trust me, I'm getting to that. But that money make a big difference.
Right. But and the thing is, for like as much as women. Man, as much as women want to create this financial stability for themselves, let's just be real. They're not truly doing it. They're doing it for today. But financial stability should be today, tomorrow, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. It goes back to what we said in the past on other shows. If she's a dancer and tonight she gonna make $5,000 and that's gonna pay her bills for the rest of the month, when she hit to $5,000, she's done. She's leaving. She's going home. Right? And she's only been there for 2 hours. Whereas if it's a man, he gonna work another 2 hours because he gonna put himself ahead for either next month or just because. And then the thought process is, how can I make this happen every 2 hours every time I come in here? A woman will settle. She will literally be like, I can go buy me a bag tomorrow.
Yeah, but because they fake hustling.
Out.
Like,
yeah.
Because a real hustler will say, oh, if I just made 5 racks in 2 hours, nigga, I'm finna do the whole 6-8 hour shift. You know what I mean? And go home with a bag. Now, I'm pretty sure you're going to get lenient after, a while. You already is going to be lenient because you did make that amount of money. And I know that's what you're saying. But, and I'm agreeing because unfortunately, that great amount of women that you're talking about, they fake hustling. You know what I mean? Because you do got the ones that's going to stay and really hustle for real. Or if I can come up 5 racks in, I'm not finna leave out until I got 20, 50 grand. You know what I mean? If it was just so easy for you to make that 5 racks. Right? To be a challenge to yourself.
Welcome to the chat, little bro. Margarita says you can't put all women in that category, so keep this in mind.
Trust me, I got you. That's what I'm here for.
No. Keep this in mind. We're not saying this is all. That's key word there that you guys have to listen to is majority. On this podcast,
I'm here to fight for you, mama.
On this podcast, we do say things that are going to be triggering and it will, evoke some emotion. But you also have to listen to the words that we say. When we speak in generals. This is not personal. This is not all. The majority of men and the majority of women, these are the things that we speak upon. So, no, there are some women, and some women will stay and put in the work. There are some women that are we call them Oprah Winfrey's. That's the reason she's a billionaire.
That's a new one. Explain this one.
Okay, well, Oprah Winfrey had no problem doing anything and everything she could to become the first black billionaire woman, right? But what did she sacrifice? She got kids? She got a husband? When she passes, who is she leaving her stuff to?
The people, I guess. Nobody.
Yeah.
That we know of.
So there's a difference. There are women that are out there that
she tied into some weird stuff now. She tied into like Pizzagate and all that stuff.
Well, she went full force, right? She is living a man's existence, right? And differently, because the thing is, a man will go, he will make a goal, but we don't have a biological clock. Women do. So you have to make a choice between chase the bag and give up the things that make you happiest, because like even at your age, right? You got a little mini you. What makes you happier in life? Money or
my baby? Because I'm happy with him with negative dollars in my account. You
Correct.
know what I mean? So it really doesn't matter how much money I have in my account, that don't define my love for him at all.
And as a man, I can tell you this. For me, as a father, I love my kids to death, but it is my job to make sure that my kids have better than me. So I am not
role of the woman
going to always be running around trying to be super father at home. If I miss some games or if I miss some things, cool. I'm gonna make sure mom's there. You're gonna have somebody that's representing for my child 100%. But it's my job to go out and get it. It's my job to make sure that my woman and my child's life is easier.
Right.
I'm the one that's supposed to go out and get it. Not you. The burden should not be put on the woman. So there is a difference, and that's why I say for men, we will avoid a good woman for quite some time because we know that there is a burden of performance that is put on us. So as long as a man can continue to be a little boy and not take on all that responsibility, I don't care who it is. I have children. The moment that I found out I was about to have a child, it scared the shit out of me because I knew now I have to do things differently, because the moment that I do anything wrong, quick to deadbeat dad. He ain't this and he don't even take care of his kids. You can make a baby, but you can't take care of a baby. Whereas I wasn't even raised like that. I'm gonna be there for my kids. I look at my younger brother, who at the end of the day, the majority of the week, he is traveling for his job to make the amount of money that he makes, to where, well, when the significant other said, I want a new Tahoe, she got one. I want a house, she got one. I want this, she gets it. That is our job, is to go out, and when you ask for it, we go out and we give it to you. The roles will never be reversed. But that goes into what the question of the night is why do women avoid the good men that actually make your life easier and will give you all the things that you say you want? Why do you run from that? Why is it easier to fuck with the fuck boy the Mr. Look Good that the whole city wants, and you know he's cheated on every chick, been behind their back. Like, there's a difference. If he's being honest with you and you know what the deal is, but he's taking care of you and you're the main girl, cool. But if you are just out here getting lied to, slaughtered down, he's hitting you with the sword, giving you good sword service, but he's also swording the rest of the city still, and you are unbeknownst, and you have a man sitting there ready to be your man. Why run from the good guy? Go to the bad guy. 602-736-6660. Let it be known. What you think?
About men running from good women.
Women running from good men. I just said, well, men run from good women.
I agree with what you said. Different reasons. I think some is because you could tell when you ain't ready for the dude. You could tell when the dude on his type of stuff, and then to make you reality check yourself. You know what I mean? But like, as much as you know you ain't ready, you don't want to not pass it up because you could tell it's good. But then girls start to lie. You know what I mean? So then you fumble the bag because you lie, and really, if you could just tell the truth, something maybe would have happened out of it. But some women know they're not ready. They have their take on it. Everybody has their take on that differently, But then there's also, like, maybe some girls, like, they maybe feel like they need some type of saving, and unfortunately, they think they found that in a man. You know what I mean? And then, like, it end up not turning out because you realize it's still you. Like, can't no nigga save you. I'm not avoiding anyone.
Someone says, I'm not avoiding anyone. I just been busy, focused on work, and my parents are visiting from Canada. Wait, somebody took that kind of personal, I think.
Why do women avoid good men? I don't know. Like,
Why do so many women say they busy all the time though?
Cause we do be busy,
Busy
and
with
a
what?
lot of everybody's different. Some things are mental, some things are physically physical. If she has kids, you don't know how many kids she has. She said her parents are coming from the country or something like that. You know what I mean? We really be busy. Like, we do. I know for me, but like I said, everybody's different. It could be busy physical, busy mental, busy both. You know what I mean? Like,
when a woman is chasing Mr. No Good, they don't be too busy then.
You said what?
When they chasing Mr. No Good, Mr. Dick 'em down, the sneaky link.
Right, because you
You
some
ain't
girls,
too busy for the bad shit, but
because
you busy for the good shit.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. You're not ready for that type of stuff. So you act like you are. You play it enough to where you could keep it there. But like you said, you got Mr. Sneaky Link because at the end of the day, they just want to hunch steal. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Like, when you focus on different things, you focus on a good man that knows what he wants and sees the bigger picture. Yeah, right? But then you got the girls that, oh yeah, because it sound good, it look good. You know what I mean? Like, but you're not ready for it. But we females, there's emotion. So some girls don't want to pass that up, but they also ain't trying to let go of, the sneaky links or, living that life or whatever the case may be. But I know when you find a good man, he don't play those games. You know what I mean? Like, he focused. He got a vision. He working towards that vision. And at the end of the day, he not going to let nobody get in the way of that vision because that's his vision. You know what I mean? And then if he has a family, then he, has to do what he got to do to provide for that. You know what I mean? So is for women, like, because we're emotional, there's so many answers to that question. because like that question, that person obviously took it personal. I was gonna say you can easily take that personal, or you could think general. You know what I mean? Gotcha. We going off the life. What's going off in life? What?
No, that's actually somebody responding in the Facebook DMs.
Oh,
They were going off the title.
I'm weak. Um, what is it? Yeah, like I don't know. Did that answer your question?
Yeah. But
Or was that not the answer you were looking for?
well, so stop always thinking somebody looking for an answer. What it is at the end of the day, like
What it is, hope. What's up?
as a man, like I've been there before, where you see this chick that you're interested in, right? And she swears she's interested in you,
Mm-hmm.
but she's always busy.
Mm.
So when you're no longer interested and you move on, then all of a sudden she has time. Well, now it's too late. And if you're a real man, you you don't go back. Period. You don't go back. And there's a difference. But it's like, until back when I was chasing you, you had no time, but the moment that I start chasing you, now you have all the time in the world. How does that happen? How does that make sense?
I mean, it does make sense, but it doesn't. But really, like I said, we can tell when something is good. We can tell. Hence, she lied. I think that is what I said first. They will lie and do what they have to do to try to keep it. You know what I mean? And one, she probably used to dudes hollering at her. So she usually probably don't have to do much to keep a dude's attention. So just throwing you in that general category, you know what I mean? But she obviously seen something in you. That's why, she reached back out. But then, girls get like that. We want to be chased, but then like there's certain people where we don't mind if they stop. You know what I mean? But then you come across certain people where, you see something in them or whatever the case may be, and then there's that. Then you stop showing attention. Then it's like, hold on, wait a minute. What's going on? You know what I mean? Like, what happened? You know what I mean? So, but then you want to play it cool because you ain't trying to, you feel me, look like that. But then we trying to know what's up, So that's probably, how that makes sense of that situation. That situation is very common. I know that happens when we talk about this topic, for real. Because girls can tell when something is real, for the most part. Not everybody has.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because I don't believe that.
Not everybody has a good sense of character. Judgment of character and stuff like that, can read energies, but
someone said, how does it make sense if the roles are reversed? So
as in what?
So the woman is chasing the man, and the man is too busy. Is that what you're saying by roles reversed? Because if that's the case, now there is going to be a difference in the men and women aspect. And the reason I say that is a woman on average is going to work about 8 hours a day, 10 at most. And usually she has to because she's a single parent situation. Whereas a man at all ages is gonna, if he's a good man, he's working his ass off. I give the scenario, but it's a real life scenario. Someone such as myself, when you want to be next level and you want to be above average, and when you are truly providing for children, family, and setting a situation up for your future, it's a 20-hour-a-day situation. Working 20 hours a day, 3, 4, 5 days a week. Even on weekends, there really is no such thing as a day off for said man. That is the man that inevitably you want. Because again, as we said earlier, as a woman, they'll be cool to have negative $0 in the bank account as they are still able to maintain and be a mother, whereas a man has no problem missing time as long as he is properly provided. Like, we are naturally providers, and as a provider, unfortunately, as much as so many women want it, you have to wait your turn to get said time. Because what happens is the lifestyle and the love and all the things that you want and love, like the things that man is going to give you inevitably, long term, because it's long term. For the most part, women think about now. I want my time now. I want today. I don't care about tomorrow. Well, we only think long term. We think about tomorrow, next year, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. If I can go work my ass off for the next 10 years so we can spend the next 40 years financially set and you can have me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I know that's going to work more better for you than me being here with you all the time now, but I can't provide shit for you. Do you agree? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense to, boy, the chat is live today. I'm liking this. Mm-hmm. The chat is live, but ain't nobody calling in the phone lines. Like, the questions you guys are asking in the chat, honestly, you could call in 602-736-6660. The phone lines are open. We take calls. This is one of the things that's one of the best ways to make this situation actually come forward and get real questions answered, because whether you know it or not, a lot of our viewers would also like to hear this. And unfortunately, I know everybody, I don't understand why y'all be so scared to call in. Don't be scared to call in. That's actually why we have this platform. And it's usually y'all be waiting for the first person to call in, and everybody wants to, flood the line. So who's going to be the first person to call in today? 602-736-6660. So the topic of today's show is, why do women avoid good men? I wish D was here today, because this was actually his question. It was his scenario. It was something that he actually went through. And that's why he was going to be a guest on the show.
He wanted to vent.
It wasn't that we want to vent. Oh. He vented on his Facebook. Mm. So once he vented on his Facebook, I was like, look, bruh, I think it's time for you to come be on the show. It's time for you to come stop venting on Facebook and let's have these conversations. Because these are conversations that need to be had. There's a lot of people out here that are looking for love and relationships. And I've known him for over 10 years now. And when he's in a relationship, he's 100% monogamous. He doesn't cheat. He is a provider. He has a good job. He is all about mental health, communication. He don't beat, cheat, do any of those things, right? But as I always say, when you have that personality, that mentality, you're that kind of person, I swear you end up with the total opposite of what you're really looking for. It's like, as a father that is 100% ready to take care of kids, be there, be a father, you always end up with the BM that's bitter, tries to hold the kids, keep the kids away from you, blah, 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 blah. And then the dude who could care less about his kids has the woman that's like, I just wish you would be here. Just come around. So she ain't hitting them for child support. She ain't doing nothing. It's like, we literally live in a world where opposites do attract in the worst ways. And it sucks, but it's real.
Why do you think that happens?
Why do I think it happens? Huh. It's the yin and the yang.
But that's not every situation, because I don't hold my son away from his daddy.
Well, again, that's not every situation.
But that's what I'm saying. So those situations that happen, why do you think that they do?
But you're rare.
I am.
So you don't make the rule. You actually don't even apply to the rule.
That's true, because I'm trying to think of my brothers and stuff like that, and Yeah.
Uh-oh. Leon said, I know the answer to that, so what you waiting on, Leon? 602-736-6660. Call in.
That's my Leonidas.
Yeah. Call in. He said he got the answer to that.
When is he coming to sit his big self on this little couch?
He's supposed to be here whenever his ass get time. He worked too much. He's another working man.
Yeah, he is. I will tell you that.
And that's the problem is it's not a problem. I think what women don't truly understand the essence of a man. If he's a man, he truly a man, he works.
Gonna work. Yeah.
He gonna work.
Yep.
He got to.
He going to work.
You don't.
If that's not the last thing he do or the last place you see him, he gonna work.
And I think that's where it's so misconstrued because so many are used to seeing the bullshit at the clubs and the bars and popping bottles, right? They make it look real good, and then they drug dealers and scammers and stuff, so they can beat it. They at home playing video games all day and then trapping all night. So that is so. There's so many of those. And as I always say, those is usually the pretty boys, the good looking dudes, the 6-footers, the ones the whole hood is chasing, the whole neighborhood is after them, right? And that's the kind of man. That's what they say. That's the kind of man that I want. He drives the BMW, the Mercedes, the Trackhawk, the Red Eye, whatever it is. I call them the certain cars as hood cars. Hood fabulous. Right, and they see that, and that's what they expect. Well, he can take me out. He spends all this time with me. He does all this. Yeah, but he ain't got no retirement. His retirement is prison or death. That is a short-lived experience.
Yeah, it is.
A real motherfucker.
Excuse me, sir.
Here we go. You are live on the air.
Mr. B, what up? What up?
So Leon called in. What's up, sir? You said you had the answer to that one, huh?
It's your boy Leonidas Barbarelli. You heard me?
Hi, Leonidas.
What up? What up? How you doing, sweetie?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
When you
Too
coming
blessed to
out
be
here?
stressed. You know my motto. Soon.
You better come on.
Soon. Yeah, let's do soon. I'm gonna bring some Hennessy, and unfortunately, I know I probably can't smoke my cigar in there, but
Yeah, you
Nope,
can.
but
nope,
I will come on.
nope. You can't smoke your cigar up in here.
Yes, you can.
No, he can't.
I know.
Cigar it up. Bring two. Bring two. Bring two.
I'm here.
Oh, are you gonna
I
smoke? Are you
can't.
gonna smoke
That's my
a
G.
cigar? If you
I'll smoke a cigar.
okay, then bring it. So then we all will smoke. Hot box this bitch.
All right, there it is. You see how we solved that problem?
Yeah. All right.
So
What's the
check it out.
answer?
So I got a couple different things, and that's one of my things. Like with females that really irritate me. But men, we do the same shit, but we do it differently. So first I'm gonna tell a story. My mama was in church every Sunday. All right, my mama was in church every Sunday. My mother was a beautiful lady. I lost her when I was 8.
Sorry for
I remember
your
one
loss.
Sunday. Oh, I appreciate you, brother. She got her wings, you know what I'm saying? I remember looking in the back. She said, "Ever your dad?" And I looked in the back of the church. My daddy was clean as hell, sitting in the back of the church, trying to get her back. My daddy was in the streets. My mom was in church every Sunday. That shit doesn't make sense. My brother's dad, streets. My stepdad was a loser. I don't know what happened with my mom in the relationships with her dad and her mom to make her be attracted to men like that.
Can we
So
say?
that's always been a problem.
But can we say in our situation, the neighborhoods that we grew up in, don't we all look up at that time? We look up to the Cadillac driving, pimp suit wearing, the street nigga. But that street nigga was different than the current street nigga we know today because they wore suits.
Yeah,
They
I was
drove
just gonna say that.
Cadillacs, Lincolns, occasionally a Mercedes. So
But
yeah,
they
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 grew
also
up with
they also will tell.
they grew up with a man that went and worked at like a coal mine or a factory or something. But when they went out and dad drove a beater of a car, if they had one, they probably rode the bus. But as a you go outside the door, you see him chilling outside every day, playing dice, leaned up or sitting on his car, smoking, drinking. Every woman wanted him, and he didn't do nothing all day long. We kind of we all know. I mean, even me growing up in Inglewood, and then even when I was in St. Louis, the hood in the hood, you saw a certain type of man, and you was like, damn, I can't wait to grow up and be like that.
See, those dudes also used to tell us to stay away from that shit.
Now
These cats right now, the OGs now, they take advantage of the young cats coming up. Our cats, our OGs used to be like, nigga, play football, play basketball, go to school. So growing up, I always seen like women attracted to the bad, supposed to be the bad dude. And I think one of the reasons, obviously, is some of it is growing up in a household having that.
Or how many households didn't have a dad there at all, so that's the only thing they could look up to.
And a lot of it, women are natural. Some women don't like me saying this, but it's the truth. They're made for us. They're natural followers. We supposed to be the leaders. A woman will follow what another woman would do over some good shit that her man would tell her to do.
Facts.
So your girls also play a role in girl, this, and this, and this. Or girl, he a square.
Single women will keep other women single, or single women to take a whole happy ass relationship and break it up in a heartbeat. By he did this, he did that, this is where he at, this what he doing, and ain't none of that actually going on. She just single.
But
and miserable.
Here's my thing. For me, I always like a nerdy chick. She gotta have some cakes though, right?
In other words, you need a nerdy chick with a fat ass.
Cakes got to be whatever it is. It got to be cakes. But I prefer nerdy chicks. I like hood chicks when I grew up in the hood, but I grew out of that. I don't like girls that give a whole lot of attitude and be loud. I like a chick to be loud when she's supposed to or when she has to.
Yeah.
So like for me, I never got why people like the bad image, because I don't like the bad image. I like a chick that can. I like a natural. She can get up and we can go to the store right now. She don't have to be like, oh, I need to put on. We can go. She can just wash her little face real quick and we can go. I like that, and I like her to be kind. I always look at a woman like how I want. Like if something happened to me, if we were to have kids, how would she raise my kids? That's how I look at a woman.
Yes.
I have fun with the other shit for a second. Straight up. If I look at you I was kicking it with this chick. The second time we hung out, she invited me over to the crib. I didn't think her kids were there. I get over to the crib. Her son walked right in the room.
Like in the bedroom?
I'm like right in the bedroom. Like we were cold. We had our clothes on and stuff. We just hanging
Hell
out.
nah. My kids ain't allowed in the bedroom. They even if the
But
door open,
peep
they
game,
stop
though.
and knock on the door.
Hey, right away I was like, nope, I never see her again.
Nope. Yeah, there's no
That's very
structure.
disrespectful.
There's no structure in that home. Kids don't know they
Man, I
place.
didn't. You man. So as far as the why they're not ready for good dudes. A lot of times they're not ready for a good man. They don't even know what that shit look like. And what's sad is they find out what it looked like is when they go through all the bad dudes that treat them like shit. Then they want a good dude.
Yep. And the good dude don't want you no
And
more
if
because
we
we
find
know where you been.
that's what I was just gonna say. If we know your past, we know that you done got beat up, treated like shit, all of that, and now you want a good dude. We looking at you like mentally, it's gonna fuck with our head. We're gonna be like, nah, I'm not even attracted to her no more. Because why you let yourself go through all of that shit, have kids with somebody else, and now a lot of times when you meet a chick around that time, they don't even want to have kids no more. That's not fair.
And so this is where a lot of times they get mad when I say that, but a lot of women will sit here and say, I refuse to settle. But they spend their best years with the wrong men only to then, when they've been used, abused, done over, everybody that ran through her and took the best out of her, put kids in her and everything else. Well, by the time you get to the good dude, imagine that man looks at you and go, what can you give to me that you haven't given to everybody else?
Truth.
That
See, I wonder, do they? I know the young ones don't know more. I look at the young ones. When I was at the working security at the club, I used to see some of the dudes that come in, or I see the dudes that some of the girls will react to, and I think, do they think if I was to have a kid with that dude, how would we be? Like, how will my son be, my daughter be? And I know that's not what they thought about. They thought about the now, how they feel about the moment.
Yep.
Because if you straight up sit back and think about, like, see, a lot of women out here blaming deadbeat dads and shit like that. Man, I know a chick that was dating a dude that got like 6 kids. And you know he ain't taking care of his kids. So if he have a kid with you, what makes you think he gonna take care of your kid?
If he has 6 kids and has nothing to do with all 6 kids, you really can't expect him to take care of the other 6 kids. But then that's also we still have to understand a man's human nature. Man was never created to raise children. We are meant to make children and provide for them, but we were never truly, it's not in our DNA. We're not emotional like that. We will if we have to be, but you take any given true-blooded man, we're not emotional enough to sit there and truly 100% raise a kid. A woman will listen to a kid cry for hours on end and be perfectly fine. Give us 20, 30 minutes, we like something gotta happen. We can't do this. Fix this baby.
I think it depends on the connection between the husband and the wife, or the man and the woman. Because if you love her truly, she love you truly, then y'all definitely gonna love that baby a lot more. And then for me, I'm a natural teacher. Like, I love helping people, and I love trying to help, like, especially like these little youngsters. I always end up like being a mentor for them. You know what I'm saying? So there is no way I can have a child on this earth and allow a woman to raise my child by herself. There is absolutely no way, because the balance is totally off.
And
They showed a couple. They showed a couple where the little baby was trying to climb up in a chair. Well, the mother immediately tried to help him up in the chair, and the father hit her arm and like let him do it. The baby fell on the floor. She tried to get up and pick him up again. He pushed her back, like, no, let him do it.
Men
See,
will
that's the
allow your
difference. Like
children to learn lessons and figure things out. A woman will handicap a child by consistently doing it for them.
the love is so different and it's so powerful. Their connection is way. They've been walking around with a baby in their stomachs for 9 months,
Yep.
and now they get to sit up and look at it. So I understand it to a certain degree. So that's why it's important for the man to be present, and it's important for the woman to respect her man because she want her son to grow up like her husband or her man.
If not
So
better.
that's why she got to give him the keys and say, okay, I don't like what you're doing, but I trust it because you're a good man. So go ahead and help raise my son.
You are correct there. Because you want a spitting image of the man you are with, if not better. And if you don't allow that man to teach that man the same thing that he knows, how does that happen? That's where I've said
Facts.
so many times. I've even gotten into it with my own kid's mom. The way you love our children is not the way I love my children. You can't make me do the things that you do. We are different. I'm a man. The reason we have children is based off of the man that I am. If you didn't like who I was, you would have never had kids with me. If you don't think that I'm finna teach my kids to be the exact same version of me, if not better, something is wrong. You can't stop me from doing the only thing that I know. And that's where men and women
And
have
you
to
know what's
understand.
crazy? Well, you know what times has changed because nowadays, well, first back in the day, you come in the house, you got beat up, right? Back in the day, your mama be get your butt back out there. Nowadays, mama going out and fighting. So she fighting all these kids' battles and not letting them fight their own.
Yep.
But anyway, the subject was why I believe that women aren't ready for a lot of women aren't ready for a good man, and they don't even know what it looks like. And I think they go off of how they feel and their emotion. I think a lot of it has to do with that. Emotionally, they feel connected to that dude that that's mysterious and that they want to change. And I think a good dude is kind of like obvious to them, and it's not attractive to them. But if they knew how to look in the future, they're gonna have a better life with that good dude than that dude they're just attracted to.
I agree with you. What you think, Shmoney?
Yeah, I agree with him. Me and Leonidas have had these similar conversations years ago. What is it? We always were talking and stuff, but I mean, I agree. I agree in the roles. Bailey, we done talked about it. I believe in the woman and man roles, especially when it comes to raising a child. I do think we were made to nurture and raise the child. And I agree with Leonidas and what he's saying because it's just as important as a man to be there as it is the woman. And especially when you're raising little boys, little men, you know what I mean? Like, you definitely need, that role, that figure for sure.
Little girl. I think little girls actually need it, if not more than boys do, because they'll end up looking for the love of a man in all the wrong ways based off of what they think their
History
father
repeats
is.
itself.
Yep.
Right.
And they will go after the worst. They were gonna go after any man that just shows them any kind of love and attention, just for that, because especially attention is a drug, a hell of a drug. And if you have the wrong dude giving you the right attention with no true leadership and understanding, and he is molding you into the wrong kind of woman. And that can happen at a very young age. Because little girls will look for their fathers at very young ages. And when they can't
The saying they said, men or little boys date their mom and then little girls date their dad. So
Yep.
that's the blueprint that they get. So if you see mama and daddy arguing and yelling all the time, that's what you think a relationship is. That's why it's very important for you to have a understanding with your other person that, hey, we're not going to argue in front of the kids. We're going to take it in the bedroom. We're going to have it's going to be a conversation.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I'm happy about my grandparents that raised me. You know, my grandparents, they never really, only a couple times, you know what I'm saying? I've seen them. They had these little kind of conversations where a lot of time my grandmama won those, and because my granddad would be laughing, but when he put his foot down, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying?
She respected it.
Right, and I think a lot of women choose men that they don't even really respect like that. You know
And
what I'm
this is the
saying?
thing. Women
Like, they
require
can run
love.
over these
Men
But
cats.
some
require
women,
respect.
I don't think women really even know what respecting a man is. You know what I mean? Like some women think like, oh, you know, if I do something nice for you, then I respect you. You know what I mean? Like, but like to respect a man, you gotta have good intent and trust in the man to some extent because, what is it like? Everybody don't really understand what respect mean, and respect really can be perspective. Like respect can go off the way one mind think. Like the way some person looks at life could be different the way, you know, you look at life or I look at life or he looks at life. So their level of respect and how they show respect would be different. So I think that's an issue too. Maybe some girls, some women don't really know what respect is, what it means to respect a man.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you. If I was raising a little one, I would definitely have them active into some type of art, some type of sport,
Right.
definitely some type of defensive sport like
Right.
boxing or for me, like I don't want to be hear that you're getting bullied at school.
Right.
I don't want to hear that shit. And then,
Right.
but also once they fall in love with something, now you have a carrot. You can say, okay, your grades are low. Well, I'm taking you out of basketball.
Right.
Yep.
Or you can even pull that coach to the side and be like, yo, Leo, he tripping. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of disrespectful. Could you address the team about being disrespectful to their parents?
Mm-hmm.
And if your coach give a damn, he gonna have a speech. He gonna be like, anybody out here disrespecting their parent,
Right.
you're not gonna play. So it's certain tricks. Like the
Right.
kids and the system are allowing the kids to outsmart us. So we got to keep getting smarter as a parent, and we got to figure out different ways and to use our, you know what I'm saying, power to make sure they raise right.
Mm-hmm.
But I guarantee, if people could start all over, and they can like say, and then you put in their head, you're choosing somebody to raise your child to be successful. They'll choose a different mate. A lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm just talking, man.
Well, we appreciate you calling in, just talking.
I'm sorry to put you out to sleep. I wish I had some Hennessy in my
Oh my
system.
God, you're not putting
I
nobody to
ain't finna
sleep.
put
We're
nobody to sleep.
literally listening to
And
you.
then no Hennessy needed. I got a house full of
God.
alcohol.
My G.
So
You gonna be you gonna be on next Sunday?
we here every
Well, that's Christmas,
next
ain't it?
Sunday is the most pagan holiday of the year. We may put something on that might be pre-recorded or just leave it as is. A lot of people gonna be spending time with their families. I don't think Shmoney want to come over here and jump on no live. She probably gonna be with her babies too.
Yeah.
So
Well, peep game. I'm gonna give y'all my word on this. I'm usually really good at keeping my word. The next time y'all have one, because you usually have them Sundays, right?
every Friday and every Sunday.
Okay, it's tough for me to make that Friday, but I'll get on the next Sunday.
All right, I'm gonna put you in now. I'm finna look at the calendar. I'm gonna send you a text and be like, all right, you
Let's
locked
do
in.
it. Let's do it.
All right, I got you.
Is Shmoney gonna be there?
She always
Yeah.
here. She the co-host.
There it is.
So she here every Friday, every Sunday.
Friday or Sunday.
All right.
And
Well, let's
on
talk that
time.
shit
Is she
then.
on time?
See, I've been doing good, huh? I have been doing good.
I'll turn this girl into a good
Yeah,
woman. She gonna be somebody's wife one day.
Yes.
Man, hey, she can cook her ass off, and she fine. Shit.
Speaking of that, Shmoney Eats. Every Saturday you can get you a soul food plate.
Man, what? That's gonna be easy for her.
Yes,
when she
I
ready,
started.
she'll find somebody.
I started cooking again. So every Saturday, I'm doing, the soul food place like I used to do with the chicken, the collard greens, the macaroni and cheese, sweet potatoes, the roll, and then a drink. What is it? Yeah, all that. And I also make banana
Hey, is
pudding.
that gonna be there next Sunday?
Who?
She said, "Is that gonna be
Is that
here
food
next
gonna
Sunday?"
be there next Sunday?
I can bring some.
Actually, let's do this. Not next Sunday because it's gonna be Christmas. But the week you come
Right.
the week you come on, Shmoney, we'll make it a mukbang.
Okay.
Just bring 3 plates.
Okay.
I got you. Don't even
Okay.
worry about it.
Okay.
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 And we'll do
I'll
it
bring
that
you
way.
a present too, Shmoney.
Huh?
I'll bring you a present too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
So we gonna have 3 plates. We just
3
gonna sit
plates.
around, eat, and talk.
Put it like this. I like to smoke cigars. He like to smoke cigars. I know what you like to smoke. I'm gonna bring you a present too.
Okay. That's
All
the
right.
deal.
I appreciate you, sir. Now I got the Hennessy.
My G.
we go sit around and do like we do. I appreciate you, sir.
I love you,
Always a pleasure.
Leonidas. I'll see you soon.
Y'all, I love you too. See you soon. Y'all be good. I'll let y'all.
I won't.
Appreciate that. And with that being said, don't fail me now. Like the video. Subscribe. We are currently on Twitch. We are currently on Facebook. We are currently on YouTube. And we are on Twitter Live. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is No Cap Reacts. And subscribe to the Twitch channel. It is No Cap Reacts. And subscribe to Shmoney Eats on IG. You can also catch us on IG. Again, it is No Cap Reacts. We are here every Friday and every Sunday. Shameless plugs.
I didn't leave my vape here.
Huh?
I didn't leave my vape here.
I have no idea. You'd have to check that. You know I don't check the couch, right? And you was passed out. So on Friday night, for anybody that was paying attention, after the show, yes, I now
It got real
stream. I stream live video gaming. And I happened to go live, and Shmoney had passed out on the couch. She actually had somewhere she was supposed to be, talking about I'm going to take a nap.
It's his fault. He's supposed to wake me up. I literally told him an hour.
You can watch the whole video of how many times.
You did not ask me on camera.
Yes. I never got off alive. I was even on camera when I left to go get you the blanket when I was like, Shmoney, you need to go. Get up. You're like, no, I just want a blanket. And I went and got a blanket. On camera.
I don't remember. I don't remember answering that, but then I do remember telling you I'm cold.
Yep. So I literally went and got you a blanket. Like, she ain't going nowhere. And went right back to video gaming.
But it's okay. When I hit him and told him, he was like, it's cool because I had sent him my stuff from my plates. And then I hit me back. He was like, my bad, I'm recovering from last night. I said, yeah, see, fucking with y'all, I wouldn't even been able to cook today. Niggas talking about they recovering and it's in the evening time of the day. Nah, my boy. Like,
Yeah, you would have been
KO.
bouncing Bouncing. I'm about to throw a couple thousand. All right, so we got a man's perspective on that. Can we get a female up in here?
me
Call
try to find somebody.
602-736 6660. The phone lines are open. Call in and let us know how you really feel. Don't be scared. I know it's kind of a sad topic. And it's gonna get you in your feelings.
Okay, hold on. I'm finna
Look, I just paid attention. And this damn new ass lens on my camera. I turned just a little bit. That motherfucker wanted to focus on you. Focus on me, motherfucker. Shit, guys.
That's what it happens. You feel me when it's money. Hey, sure.
How's your weekend regardless? How was your weekend been?
I gotta think about it. Hold on. What's today?
You gotta think about it's Sunday. What you mean what's today?
Okay, hold on. Yesterday. Friday. Okay,
know
so
what day it is. This is horrible.
Friday.
You was here. You went to work and you came here.
Yeah, I went to work. I came here. I let them know I'm not working on Sundays no more. What I did Friday.
So we can go back to 7:00 then.
Sure.
Nah, we'll leave it at 8.
I'm like, it doesn't matter. What is it? But Saturday, I just cooked and did my plates. And then, I don't know. I just cooked. That was it. I did my plates. You know, the people kind of pick up their plates. My mom and my brother and stuff came over. Yeah, it was cool. I'm grateful for my weekend. I made it through today. I went to church, and then I ate, came here.
All right, so I'm gonna ask this question because I'm kind of curious. It's just, ladies, does finding a good man? And y'all can answer this in the chat. We got a couple in here that's live with it, but does a good man actually scare you? Yes or no? Mm-mm. And then for you, Tia, does a good man scare you?
No.
All right, and then there's a follow-up question.
Why?
No. What is a good man?
Well, like I said earlier, he has a vision.
You gotta talk up.
He has he has a vision. He's God fearing, or he has an understanding. You know what I mean? His spirituality. What is it? He has a hustle. He just has goals for himself, and not only does he has goals, you can see, you know, the progress and stuff. He's healthy mentally, you know, physically. Like, you can just you feel me? Is usually on him. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell, or you should be able to tell. You know, I feel like when you're in the mindset of like you wanting to be or have that life, or you know, have that type of person in your life or whatever, like, you can really pay attention. You can start to see things. You know, it's the way a man carries himself. You know, the way the man smells. Like, it's like little things. You know, so you could just tell. You know, even just having a conversation, seeing where their mind's at. You know what I mean? The type of conversations that you hold. You know, like, how long can you hold that conversation? You know what I mean? You could tell if it's just fluff. You know what I mean? He didn't watch a couple videos on YouTube. You know, now, you know what I mean? Like, it's just all different types of things, you know? But, you know, those little things add up and make a big part, you know?
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Was that what you were looking for?
Stop asking me what I'm looking for. You act first off, you this was not my show idea. This is not something that I came up with. This was a guest. Unfortunately, they did not make it today. I said, "Fuck it, we gonna keep on with what it is." As a man, I thought it would be a good show.
No, I like it.
And I kind of thought it was something where a lot more people would be more vocal, and that's what.
But there's the thing, like sometimes with these shows, because the conversations that we talk about are real conversations in real life and is relevant what's going on. Maybe some people, they really don't want to call in because one, we already traveling down that little trail a little bit, so we got their ear. But you got to have a certain confidence to call in, as even just me calling in on the fun night, you know what I mean? You still got to have some type of confidence. Some people, it just freaks them out to know that the phone call that they're on is on camera. But as in, like, what we're talking about, the context of our conversation, some people are really getting reality checks. And it's one thing to watch the video and you can check yourself, however you check yourself while you're there, wherever you are, versus to you being on that phone. Like, some people can hide their reaction, some people get emotional, you know what I mean? Because, some people start to take it personal and you can see like the live reaction. Maybe the topic sometimes would be too real for some people to where it's understood, but they really ain't trying to talk about it, because some people might tell on themselves and, even though it's anonymous. But
that says a lot about our current society, though. That means that people are scared to have real conversations.
Real conversations, they are.
That means that so-called friends are not holding people accountable.
Mm-hmm.
To the things they should be holding them accountable to, not telling them the truth. And that's a bad thing. That's not good. Mm-hmm. I can have these conversations because I'm a very open, honest, transparent person. And if you are my friend, family members, or whatever, it's a known fact that I'm just going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not.
Right. But that's love, though. Like the only
correct. That's real love. That's real unconditional love on top of that.
Because you like, I don't care how you gonna feel about it. At the end of the day, my intent is in the right place. My job as your friend or whoever, whatever type of relationship you have with that person, my duty is to be real deal with you, and that means in every situation, not just good, but in the bad too, because the bad turns into the good. You know what I mean? Even if you reprimand and you constructively, you criticize, or even if you're not constructive, because real is real. Sometimes it needs to just come raw. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need to just say what you got to say and don't worry about how you say it. Just get the point across, because some people need to just hear that. You know what I mean? Ain't got time to be sugarcoating and having to do a maze to figure out what you're trying to say. Sometimes you just say what you got to say. Right? But yeah, I don't know. You just people just gotta listen,
Yeah, and that's my brother said word. Girl, well, I'm gonna slap the
Get over here!
Fucking dumbass. We should be able to have real conversations as men and women. This is honestly, hey, I'm just gonna be. This is why a lot of y'all relationships aren't working, unfortunately. Y'all don't know how to communicate. Y'all aren't talking to each other correctly.
Yeah.
Y'all are sugarcoating and dancing around each other because the things you should be talking about, you don't want to because you're scared of hurting each other's feelings.
Or I'm into like healing and stuff like that. 'Cause I would say, for me, communication is a work for me. I'm very vocal. If you know me, I'm very vocal. But when it comes to explaining the inside and how I feel, my emotions, like, I'm passionate and I'll tell you how I feel, but to a certain extent on different type of things. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to like my relationships or like my inside traumas that only I know about or people close to me know about, like it becomes difficult, you know. And growing up, like it like you said, your household, you know, has a big effect, you know. So if you grow up in a household to where, you know, you're seeing the yelling, the screaming, or you know what I mean, the having the conversations in front of the kids that you should be having in the room, you know what I mean, and just like just different ways to communicate. You see this way of communicating, then there's people that see it this way of communicate. You know what I mean? And like you grow up and you take in from both, but what you're raised in is really, you know, what comes out of you. So for some people, like they really don't know how to communicate, but you don't know because people will look at me like, "Oh, she ain't got no problem of knowing how to communicate." No, but I do. You know what I mean? I don't got no problem speaking up, but there's a difference. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference between, you know, because to communicate,
You have to remove your feelings
right.
out of communication in order to allow yourself to talk things out.
Mm-hmm.
And when you remove your feelings, whether you know it or not, to
Mm-hmm.
remove your feelings also creates healing.
Mm-hmm.
Having these conversations, if this is something that is triggering to you, hurts you, if you see that these are mistakes that you've made in your past, not saying nothing is actually hurting you.
Mm-hmm.
Saying something will actually get you to a level
Mm-hmm.
of connection, understanding, feeling, and then being able to take the things that you learn from even these little simple conversations into a relationship to where you can then start to talk to the person you're with. Again, my whole purpose for this podcast is to bring men and women together and understand each other in a way that brings about love, life, companionship, and overall happiness. It is not as hard as you guys think, but you have to work at it. And I understand that the work is hard, but the work is needed. 602-736-6660. You don't have to be afraid to call in. Let's go ahead and do it. May happen. May happen. We here. If you just want to, you know, if you want to get something off your chest, if you want to say something, if you have something to say, if you've been the person that was in a good relationship but you messed it up, or you were in a bad relationship and you knew it but you still stayed, or you know, if you had that good guy that was there or the good girl that was there but you messed it up or you walked away from because you were afraid of having such goodness in your life, so what? Speak on it. 602-736-6660. That's the number. Don't be afraid to call in. Again, we keep you 100% anonymous. We don't say your name. We don't need you to say your name. Just call in. And, well, as we say, let's talk about it. That's what we're here for. We're here to talk about the things, and this is the best part about it. As they say, it's easier to talk to strangers. If you go see a therapist, psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever you want to call them, a psych of any sort, that's going to cost you money. This is free. And the best part about it is there's a chat associated with this. If somebody agrees with you, you can see that you're not the only one. If they disagree with you, you can actually also see that, because sometimes we don't realize that our own thought processes might be a little fucked up. Mm-hmm. So it could be one of a few different things. So
that's why I advise people to just to heal, you know, People are like, oh, I don't need to heal. No, everybody needs to heal. I don't care what you've gone through, where you coming from. Everybody needs to heal. You know, everybody has something that they don't talk about, because that's just life. You know what I mean? That's another reason, like you said, communication is really what has the relationships failing. People need to heal. People need to really figure out what them, what's really in the inside. I know people get to a percentage of themselves okay with themselves, figuring themselves out, and then they just stop. You know what I mean? But there's really no stop. You're supposed to keep growing and get better until you're not here anymore. You know what I mean? But yeah, I encourage to heal. You got to have some substance inside of you and really know where you come from to understand yourself. Because one thing you don't want to do is have somebody that knows you better than you know yourself. Because then you're even more vulnerable on a whole nother different, play for real. So you want to really figure yourself out when you want to deal with somebody and the type of person that you want to deal with. If you want a good man, a man that's on his shit, that's smart, that's sharp, you gotta be up to par for sure,
We feel you. My little brother said he likes my hat. You like that?
I bought it. Merry Christmas.
It's one of the hats that I bought, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? They
Merry
said
Christmas.
these wasn't going to be here till the 19th.
He bought a whole bunch of them, but I only bought a couple, but they all came in the same order. So
yeah.
he says that I bought them, but Merry Christmas.
You may help me make the
That
Tennessee.
one, the one that reminds me of like caramel ice cream, like Dolce, what they call it.
The khaki colored one.
Yeah.
See, I need a chocolate brown jogger suit or something for that one.
Yeah, you look like a Reese's or something.
I call myself peanut butter stutter. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Like an old man
602-736-6660. Go ahead and give us a call. Join in on the show. Say what's up. I'm getting some text messages, but I'm not going to throw anybody on Fresh Street, I guess. The conversation is definitely resonating with people. For those that actually know me, they are speaking out. But yes, a lot of them don't want to call in on the show.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, I'm rare, and I don't say that like pompously. I just I'm really different. If you know, you know. You can kind of tell from the podcast, but like I said, if you know, you know. So for me, answering these questions, it's not difficult because I am a woman, so I understand the way y'all think, but I don't move the same way that y'all move, and I don't think the same way that you guys think. So, sometimes I would need a little bit of help because I know my perspective is not everybody's perspective. I know for a fact. And I want to know myself because I'm not really in that boat, and I would really like to understand. You know what I mean? Like, how and why. I can only go so far because that's not my walk. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my walk at all. So these conversations kind of be not difficult because, I'm holding ground and I'm obviously doing something right because y'all ain't calling in. You know what I mean? But I would like to. I know I'm holding it down for us ladies, but I need y'all to call in and give me some feedback too. You know what I mean? You got to pour into me. I'm pouring into you,
And I would say on my aspect, I as a man, I'm definitely a lot different than
of course
majority of the men in this world.
Oh, I thought you were saying women. But yeah.
And I'm definitely no woman, which is why for the longest I've been trying to get a female co-host, and everybody is always scared. But
Exhibit A
finally got.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Because I'm what?
And
Because I'm what?
Because you're annoying.
Yeah, I'm that. If you know, you know. I am annoying for sure. But I'm different for real. Like, he told me to come, and that was going to be a whole nother week. Then he hit me like the same night and the next night and was like, there's a show tomorrow. You gonna pull up? I said, yeah. And I actually pulled up, and he really was surprised. Like, really was surprised that I pulled up. And I'm like, what you mean? Like, I told you I would come. He's like, nobody ever does. And it's crazy because since I've been here, there's been like, what, 3 or 4 flakes?
Yeah, there are people that.
I mean,
don't
I
show-
understand life happen and stuff like
Well,
that.
no,
I
and,
get
and
it.
this is the thing. As a man, and I'm just gonna give y'all the truest game. As a man, and dating, a lot of men, we don't take y'all seriously, and there's a reason we don't. Y'all flake all the time. And in the heyday of singledom, I would have a date set up for with 5 different women. Because if you set up a date with 5 women, you're guaranteed to at least see one person. And it's horrible and it sounds bad, but that's really how flighty and how flaky women are.
Really?
When it comes to having, you've seen it, female guests. Even with female guests, even though people who swear, I'm going to be there, I'm going to come. Men will always show up. Women will almost always flake every single time. And for the woman that you do have, I probably have like 2 other backed up. But I even have stopped doing that because at the end of the day, it's just work. Which is why it's so hard for men and dating. The woman that we truly want, 9 times out of 10, we can't give you everything, because if we gave you everything, they take advantage of the situation. And they're flaky and they're flighty, and we understand you got options. Mm-hmm. And you will, you're supposed to be out and you're supposed to go on a date, but the moment you get in that, I don't feel like getting dressed. I don't feel like moving. Oh, my show is so good. Oh, this food is good. I'm cooking.
Now that's real talk though, because even me coming here tonight, I love doing this. I'd work all day and then I have more energy coming to do this, and I want do at work. But I was like, oh my God, I do not want to get up. But I know I can't miss the podcast. But I know that feeling, because if it was like a date or something, or like a party, I'd have been like, I'd have fake sleep for a little bit. You know what I mean? See what it was or something. But I feel you on that. Now that is real. I would agree with you on that.
Yeah, it's like what used to be on Craigslist. Remember the missed opportunities on Craigslist? Oh, I saw such and such, and I just want you to know, I thought you looked cute. Like, that's literally what it is. A lot of women have missed out on good men just by the excuses that you've made in your own head about why you shouldn't show up or didn't show up. And the thing about it is, like, with me, I know my worth. So a long time ago, long, if you stand me up or a date, honestly, I've already deleted your phone number. If you don't show up, I'm deleting your phone number. If you make excuses, I'm deleting your phone number. If I text you twice and you don't respond, I'm deleting your number. I don't need to chase you. And I don't think that women are a dime a dozen, good men aren't. And I will say it's hard to find a good woman, but for the most part, you guys need to understand that as a man, even if we don't find a good woman and we find a bad woman, well, 9 times out of 10, we getting sex or something out of it, so we still don't lose. But for you, if you lose a good man, like, you've lost, and the chances of finding a good man are super hard.
Man, it's the same thing with men. Like you can find a good woman and you mess it up, and you ain't never gonna get a woman like, a real one. You know what I mean? You had her and you fumbled the bag. Like, yes, you can get a substitute, you know what I mean, or a runner up, but it's like the foundation was laid, so there's already that standard. You know what I mean? So
yes,
it's the same thing.
Yes and no, because unfortunately there's a lot of women out there, but there's not a lot of wives. Mm-hmm. These women ain't wives.
Exactly, I agree.
They all want to be Kim Kardashian. and they want Kim K lifestyles. They want to be the Cardi B's. They want to be everything but a wife, because a wife to them is like saying words like wife, saying words like submissive, saying words like feminine. That's the same. It's almost the same as almost slapping a woman right now. Saying those three words, you might as well just slap a chick. Yeah, it's hated. It's frowned upon.
I love it.
It's you want a slave, or there's so much negativity based around.
Why you want to be your man's slave? Why?
Yeah, and that's it. Well said. Exactly.
Why not?
Being
If he doing everything what a man's supposed to do, and I mean, I know the word slave can be a little excessive for some people, but you get what we mean. You know what I mean? So, but if you're gonna, because they do use that term, I'm not even gonna lie, I've seen that. You know what I mean? And they have shown me stuff. But like, if the man is providing for you, if that man is taking care of the household, yeah, you're gonna be doing your woman role. And yes, I said woman's role. You're gonna be doing that, but as long as that man's providing for you, he's happy, you're happy. He brings you joy, you bring him joy. You're his peace. You know what I mean? He come home to you, he treat you right, he doing what he's supposed to, and y'all got an understanding of y'all relationship. You know what I mean? Then, like, because what they mean by slave, doing what your man said to do, yes.
But there's no slavery.
That's not a slave, but that's what I'm saying.
The slavery that they call it is, oh, I have to cook, I have to clean,
yes,
I have
you do.
to do his laundry.
Yes, you do. And ask him what do he want you to wear while you cooking.
But hold on.
You know what I mean? Like,
don't you already do that though? Don't you already cook? Don't you already clean? Don't you already do laundry? Like, with or without a woman, I'm doing that myself and still working 20-hour days. Still providing, still taking care of children. That's more slavery by doing it on my own, as opposed to having someone that comes along and is like,
supporting you.
Let me do this part and you do that part.
Right.
Cool. Now we know our roles and we have a system and it works. And I can tell you, like, for a man like me, I know for a fact it's not going to be easy. My closet is color coordinated.
Oh my God.
Polos go with polos, and that's the cut. Polo, like these polo t-shirts go with the polo t-shirts. Like,
and it's color coordinated.
The jumpsuits are with the jumpsuits. I got hundreds of pairs of shoes. I don't have to do laundry every week because of how much clothes I have. So I can go literally a month, 2 months, because I have that many pairs of boxer briefs. I have that many pairs of wife beaters, that many pairs of socks. So it's not like you have to always be doing something, but when you do it, I mean, yeah, it's probably going to be a lot. My son's in his room right now. If I said, son, go do your laundry, he just turned 8. He does his own laundry. He knows how to sort it. He makes his own bed. His bed look like most military men's beds. The only issue with him is him just leaving his shoes in his room all over the freaking floor. That's the biggest issue. But that's just when it comes to children and like a household, it's get to know your man. Figure out what he likes and what works for him.
That's
and
real
how
love.
You can fit in there and do it correctly.
Right.
Because if you don't, you already know that man is going to be like, can you get it right?
And the man only going to act, I know for a fact, like, I mean, he's only going to tell and ask for so long, you know what I mean? And then at that point, like, because a good man is going to try to fix, but it takes two. It takes the effort of both people, they both got to have the energy to want to do better, right? But, like, I mean, you have to listen to your man as long as your man is providing. I totally believe in that, like, you have to cook, you have to clean. Like you said, you're going to have to do it regardless, but your perspective. I was just having this conversation with who was I having this conversation with? I don't know. I think it was my godmom. I don't know. Whoever it was. Yeah, it was my godmom. And I was just saying how, like, when you by yourself, you're more lenient. You might not pick up as much or clean up as much or do whatever it is. You know what I mean? Be as tidy as you would. But when you won't feed yourself, you know what I mean? The way you're supposed to, eat the way you're supposed to. But when you have a man in the house, like, not that you need the motivation, but you want him to come home to a clean house, especially like you said, you got to get to know your man. And that is love. That's real love, because you got to really love somebody to understand, because that's people's issue too. They want to love people the way they know to be loved or the way they want to be loved, when really you got to know the person that you're dealing with and figure out how they want or need to be loved.
And that same responsibility she's taking, well, as a man, I'm taking it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pay no bills.
Right.
Electricity, you ain't never worried about the electricity. You're not getting evicted
Right.
or your house
Lights
ain't
going
no
out
cars
or
getting repoed.
Right.
Ain't no lights going out. The internet works.
It's food in there to eat.
There's food to be eaten. Your car got gas. It's clean.
Nails did, hair done.
When you want it done, it's done. When you need something, it's there. A man comes and looks at your situation, because again, I was raised, what's yours is what's mine is ours, and what's yours is yours. Mm-hmm. I share my money, you don't share yours. Now, what you do for me, and you'll know, men, pay attention. You'll know when your woman loves you and when she truly loves you, because she's buying you everything under the sun. All of a sudden, you pop up at home, and there might be a pair of shoes there mm-hmm. that you may have looked at, mm-hmm. and she was looking over your shoulder or something. Mm-hmm. But women as a whole, you have to cater to them mm-hmm. and their lifestyles, needs, and wants. And it's not going to... Ladies, y'all need to understand this, because Future and Webby and Boosie and everybody under the sun lying to y'all. We ain't taking care of every woman like our wife. We're just not. We're not just buying you just to buy. And it ain't going to start the moment that we start dating. You have to earn that. You have to show that you have and serve a purpose to his life. I run businesses and I have a career. Come make my life easier and show some sort of benefit. And then if it's a situation where, let's say I have a client comes in town and it's one of my clients from my consulting business, and if I'm gone, I might be gone for 8 to 10 hours. Don't blow me up. I'm with a client. This motherfucker clearly didn't pay me a minimum of $5,000 just to come have a conversation with me.
Heal.
And I am teaching them how to make their business better, and it looks bad when my phone is being blown up by a female.
Heal, baby girl.
Because where are you at? I told you where I was going in the first.
Heal, baby girl.
Like, things like that are bad. Understand your man. Men, understand your woman. I came up with this a long time ago. I live by it to this day. TRU. True. Trust is the biggest thing in a relationship. Without trust, you have nothing. Responsibility. When you get in a relationship, you come with your responsibilities. I have my responsibilities. And when we come as one, it becomes shared responsibilities. Understanding. You cannot have understanding without communication. We call that true. If you live by that, if you abide by that, and say fuck everything else, I guarantee you'll be perfectly fine. All those rules y'all make up, and your dating rules and your sex rules and all that, throw that shit out the window. But TRU, trust, responsibility, understanding, live by those 3 things, I guarantee you find somebody that's willing to do that, which you gonna be A-OK. You gonna be in the money. No failure or very low failure. And you will have my brother's in his chat. He ain't gonna say it, but I can tell you how many times I done kept his marriage together. how much advice has been given to him and
Why
his,
gotta put that man business out there like that?
because it's reality. Like people,
But that is your brother, so.
and nigga, you can't say nothing either, cause I'm helping you keep yours together.
Oh my
too,
god.
okay.
Like I told
People
you,
have been coming at me for years for advice.
IGNANT, ignorant. That's what that man is. Ignorant.
But you love him, and you understand him, and you are raising a mini version of him, and he makes you happy. Cause when you in love and y'all is good, that smile is beaming more than your forehead is today. And the thing about it is, with high highs comes low lows.
Low.
Look, he even said a few times. My brother has called me. His wife has called me. They are still together to this day. It ain't always about being happy, but they understand they're married. They have a duty. They have children. They have a duty to each other. Today they may love each other. Tomorrow they may hate each other. But the thing about it is, you have each other. Love you can fall out of and then fall right back into it. It will come back around if you pay attention, listen, and understand, and always be willing to learn. The relationships that we have today are lacking those very few things. Are you truly willing to learn about somebody else? The most selfish thing you can do is come into a relationship only worried about what's going to make you happy. It's a relationship of two people. If your only concern is what you deserve, great. You're never going to get what you deserve because you're only worried about you. What does your partner deserve? And are you willing to give them what they deserve? Not only give them what they deserve, but potentially give them more than what they deserve. Because true love will make you go above and beyond. Duty will make you go above and beyond. A lot of us are running from good men and good women. Well, that's actually what you deserve. They may not look the best. They may not be in the best shape. They may not say the same thing. Shit, you might wake up and their motherfucking breath is just horrible. If you are okay with that, guess what? There's far more wins in that situation than losses. If you pay attention to the person you are with, you will find everything that you are looking for. And if you pay attention, usually to the people that you're avoiding the most, the friend zones, the ones that have always been there for you in the best ways. And this is why I say men and women can't be friends, because the love of your life is probably in your friend zone. But you're shitting on them, which at the same time, you also have to be very wary of that, because if you have done that so many times, well, now they may be the friend, but the friend is also just looking to get that little bit of get back. Find someone that in every single way fits you, your lifestyle, and what you're looking for. And you are willing to deal with them in all of their
Ways.
ish.
I always tell people when we on this topic and talking about love, or just being with somebody, I said, you know what? I ain't been in a lot of intimate relationships, but I've seen a lot. But one thing I can say is, you're going to go through it. There's going to be ups and downs in whatever relationship. I don't care what kind, whether it's intimate, family, friendship, whatever. There's going to be ups and downs, But when it comes to an intimate relationship, how much do you really love that person? Is your love really unconditional? Because you're gonna go through some shit, you know, but who can you deal with? Who can you tolerate the most? But it makes you happy, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, who are you willing to accept on them bad days? Because you could have good days with anybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I agree with that, you know. That's why.
And the crazy part is a lot of the relationships that we are having out here today they are so frivolous. Like there's no foundation in them.
Well, that's because ain't nobody healed. That's the thing. My generation, we have a lot of trauma because our parents have a lot of trauma. So we're the generation of like really having, you know, we can change the course. We can either keep the cycle going or we really can change the course and break the chains and, you know, break that curse. Like that's really our generation, I believe. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of the reason why things are the way that they are, you know, because I know a lot of people, you know, my age, you know what I mean, little older than me or whatever the case may be. We can relate to certain things, and it all just comes down to the parents wasn't healed because their parents weren't. You know what I mean? Like that's why mental health now is becoming very relevant, and people are more comfortable speaking out and speaking up about it and stuff like that because we supposed to turn it around because we see the effect, you know, like our parents, but they were just going off with their parents and then their parents and then their parents and then we're still in slavery. You know, you go back, not that too far back, you know what I mean, to go when, you know, there was still slavery or people, you know, segregation and all that type of stuff. Like, I don't know. So that's really what it is.
Ain't that some bullshit?
It is because it's true.
Is it true?
Let me read that again. Make sure I read that right.
Support him at his lowest and watch him cheat on you at his best.
Yes.
Men are only as faithful as their options, right?
Well, I'm saying that like that's happened to me. I don't personally know, but I know people that have went through that.
Again, a man is only as faithful as
you
his
hold
options.
it. You hold the dude down. Then when he get up, he get choosy because he up.
Okay,
that is really relevant.
Hold on. We had this conversation.
I think we did.
How many niggas is chasing you in life?
That's different.
No, it's not different.
Yeah, because
You're at your peak right now.
but it's been like that. Trust me, it's been like that.
A woman is born
men
with
still don't even
a
know my
woman
age.
is born with worth. A man has to earn his. Okay, so you get to walk around all the time. Niggas been hitting on you since what age?
Young. My mom used to have to tell men to back up off of me.
Thank you. So you've had motherfuckers hitting on you forever. A man finally gets up. Now options of the world start chasing him. And the person that had all these options wants to tell him, sit your ass down, nigga. You had access to the candy store. You still got access to the candy store. He ain't never had access to the candy store. Correct. You own the candy store. He finally gets to enter the candy store between 35 and 40. And then everybody want to be like, don't go in this candy store and act crazy. But you've been enjoying the candy store forever.
It's okay. I like to do business.
I can't wait till we're going to have a show where we talk about the double standards of men and women. Should we do that before the end of the year? You know, maybe we should do that on Friday.
What? The what?
Double standards of men.
Yeah,
and
let's do
women.
that Friday.
I think we can do that.
100%.
Yeah,
I think
and I
that'd be
had you and
Jaden.
And
Hey. She really had me do that. I think because you put me on the spot, because I'll do it now.
Yeah.
When they come on now, I'll do it now. But
so we'll have Freaky Baby J here I think we are going to talk about the double standards of men and women.
Double.
And let's be real. Who do the double standards benefit?
What kind of question is that?
Who gets the benefit of the double standards? Are double standards more in my benefit or yours?
You can answer that question different ways, because that's one you really could think about. But let me tell you what first came to my mind.
You guys benefit from far more double standards than me. One of the biggest double standards that a man has is we can fuck whoever we want to,
right?
And nobody says anything to us. Name another double standard that goes our way.
Well, what are the double standards? Because that's what I was gonna ask you. What are the double standards? Because obviously we all know that one. But tell me some other double standards so I can really...
Okay, in the workplace, who's more likely to get a job, male or female?
Male.
Huh?
Male?
No.
Females are?
Yes.
I guess it depends on what kind of job.
Okay, so if you take the man's world, because y'all say it's a man's world, and they say all these jobs, corporate jobs and all that is the boys' club, right? We have this thing called affirmative action. Affirmative action does what? You are more likely to get that job before a man is, even if you are underqualified, because of affirmative action. They will bypass a qualified man, any day of the week.
See, I don't know anything about that, so I can't speak on that.
Oh, yes. That's why I want to give you some time.
He's like, statistics.
To understand
statistics.
Double standards.
Statistics.
And what's out there.
So,
police are called in a domestic dispute.
Okay, yeah. But it also depends, because when I was in my situation, you feel me? And the police came and the
thug is coming out.
He could obviously tell we was scrapping, but we both was denying it. You know what I mean? So, but he was like, somebody got to go to jail, and I wasn't finna go. So,
well, okay, so part of the double standard, and in the police force, there have to be 5 things that can be proven the man didn't do in order for the
But
woman.
I agree, they would look at the man first.
There are 5 things that have to be proven that a man did not do in order for a woman to be taken to jail. Period. But there's nothing that does the opposite.
And those are?
It's not for tonight. We're not going to go over that.
Oh my God.
We're not going to get that tonight. Friday.
Why you start the conversation?
I didn't start the conversation. I said something about double standard. But there's a lot. There is a shit ton of double standards.
Yeah, I'm ready to hear about them because...
All right, here, I'll give you another one. A man goes to security at a college and says, she took advantage of me. What happens?
Okay. I agree with that one. It's if a dude came up and was like, hey, you just raped me, they gonna be like, bro, what?
I make a post online right now talking about my girl just broke up with me. I'm hurt.
But dudes do that though.
No, we don't.
Yes, they do.
And what's the comments look like?
I don't know. Some people
trolling
laughing
the hell out of his ass. They go in on him. You bitch ass nigga. What are you crying about? Go out, go to the strip club. Go get you some.
Oh my God. Okay, I had somebody had answered to I had asked, why do women avoid good men? Why do men avoid good women? And he said people go after what they feel like they're worth consciously and subconsciously, which is true.
Okay, and that goes back to self-worth is a huge situation.
That's why you have to heal, to know your self-worth.
Well, no, because a lot of people overvalue themselves too. You can take someone that feels like they are worth way more than what they are, and will sit here, and again that goes back to the I deserve thing, and say they deserve the world, but they have put in zero work
You
on
know what I start
themselves.
thinking about?
And then you got vice versa. You have really good people that don't put any kind of value on themselves at all, so they are continually settling for less. So it's that is parenting 101. That is where your parents instill certain values in you as a man and as a woman, to where you don't overvalue nor do you undervalue. And again, you are going to date the epitome of what your mom is if you are a man, and the epitome of what your father is if you are a woman. And if you are missing one or the other, or if you have a bad parent in one or the other, and the same thing with single parents, then you're going to ruin your child's future. A lot of us want to talk about generational curse. You are the generational curse. If you do not raise your child correctly, all you're doing is ruining your next generation.
Right.
That is not a curse. That is actually a choice. There's
But-
no such thing as a generational curse.
But
It is a generational choice.
it is, because like it's way deeper than you making it sound way easier than what it really is. Yes, what you're saying is correct, but the actual journey and how tough it is to get there, you know what I mean? And like all the things that come against you while you are striving to do better, like it really is like, it is very spiritual, you know what I mean? Because it's something that happens in our community, you know what I mean? That's heavy in our community, because take it on back to slavery and back in them days, you know, that's the way it was taught, you know what I mean? Like,
But hold on. Remove that, because a lot of times
no, there's no remove, because that's
hold on. I
There's
say
no
remove that for a reason, but hear me out. Remove that. Caucasians, Asians, Mexicans are going through the exact same thing, and they weren't slaves. So that's a situation where I can say it's not a black thing. It's a people thing.
What you
And
mean?
a people thing can literally be you're born in an environment that is toxic. Because you have single white parents, very few though, single Asian parents, single Mexican parents.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same, but we're talking relationships. We're not, and in relationships,
Yes, but even the way to talk to have a relationship is jacked up because of that, and that's what I mean. Their structure of having a relationship is different. They have a different types of structure. It's more like of a structure.
Hey, and I agree with that 100%.
But so that makes all the difference,
But-
because that's the foundation. If our foundation was already jacked up, then that means everything you put on top of it is already gonna be shaky.
But what I'm saying
you know what
is,
I mean?
you have plenty of white people out here who have a foundation, and they fucked up too.
But that's their problem. And that's different.
It's a people problem, and it's not different. We all have
is.
these relationship issues. Is no longer a color thing.
Well, I'm saying now, but I just was speaking on what our generation is responsible for.
If we want to speak back, but again, we have to change that again too, because even as we went through slavery and our history was fucked up, you know what was extremely strong? The black household. Black men married black women at an all-time high. And we just had this conversation on Friday. Men are supposed to protect black women, but the current modern day black woman ain't doing shit but shitting on black men. Not all.
I can't with you ladies.
And it's happening publicly, and it
disgusted.
makes women like you look bad.
Yeah, I'm disgusted.
So we can't, if we're gonna make it a black thing, cool. We're gonna make it a black thing, but I'm that nigga that's
Okay.
gonna hold niggas accountable.
Period.
So if we gonna make it a nigga thing, niggas gotta get on they shit, and black women need to do better.
Yeah.
Stop being city girls. And unfortunately,
You gotta know when to bring it out. Like, you feel me?
Unfortunately, that seems to be the thing that is hot and selling because hip hop has created the culture we live in today, and hip hop wants to sell pussy. They want to sell the woman as being weak. Well, she's a strong black woman until you get her a Birkin bag. Then she gonna do whatever you want. She's a strong black woman until that money hits. Bring me the money. So it's like legal prostitution. And these women today are dating as that. It is legal prostitution. You are paying for their attention. Y'all are real life call girls, escorts, prostitutes. I will hold you accountable. Because I'll tell you, I'm not paying for your time.
I'll tell you.
I'm not paying
I'll
for your
tell
time.
ya.
Your time and attention will be given because you want mine. And if you don't, fuck you.
See, but that's how the ladies feel.
Oh, they
I'm
feel
here to speak
like
up for the ladies,
they
so
feel
I'm
like
just saying.
if you're not gonna pay for my time and attention, I'm not gonna give it to you. Again, bad raising. No, actually, no, that's not even raising. Cause loving hip hop, Basketball Wives,
I'm just
these punk ass shows
speaking for
y'all
the
watch on
masses.
TV that is nothing but keeping up with the Kardashians. That shit should even be on fucking TV. Who cares about them? They show you nothing
they
but
probably
toxic.
own the network.
Which
probably.
one of them
Like,
bitches got a good, healthy relationship?
Huh?
Thank you. Which one of them got a good, healthy relationship?
I mean, just for the record, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can just take it back. Don't they all the relationships fall through at some point?
All of their relationships have been a sham.
And it's always with black men.
And these are the women that y'all want to be the most of. Failures. They literally give you a whole thing of failures. Failure on top of failure on top of failure on top of failure. And this is what y'all look up to. Congratulations. Weak ass motherfuckers. And these dudes is putting up with this bullshit. Oh, she looks good. She got a fat booty with a
But these
little
dudes
waist.
is out here trash too. Boo boo. Let me let you know something.
Oh no, I got the same energy for these niggas. Y'all ain't shit.
They not.
You don't know how to take care of a woman, a
They
family,
don't.
or yourself. I'm sorry, but a lot of you dudes don't even have tact when it comes to taking care of yourself. There's this thing called a shower, soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, and cologne. Use all of it. Axe body spray does not cover BO. And I'm sorry, but after you get out of high school, even in high school, but if you make it to your sophomore year in high school and you still use Axe body spray, something is wrong with you. Shave. You see this? You see this? It's called a lineup. Use it. Okay? If you can't afford a barber, you can afford a razor. Cut it off. Stop being out here lying. Okay? Stop wearing fake designer belts and shoes and shit to sell your peacocking. Your peacocking. Y'all, if you don't know, the most beautiful peacock is actually the male peacock. The male peacock does just that. And the women flock to them. That's what these men are out here doing. And y'all is just buying into the bullshit. 100%. Stop it. Stop it. Because they can't offer you nothing. Because honestly, the man that isn't peacocking usually is the one that you should probably be with. But again, he looks different. He looks normal. And for the most of us, we don't leave the house.
Yeah, so like one thing I will say, man, don't approach a woman if you don't have a job.
No.
No.
If you don't have a career, nigga, you need a career, not a job.
Right. That's what I mean. A career. Because that's just disrespectful. You can't take care of yourself. So why do you feel like it's respectful or have the audacities to go step, to a woman? You know what I mean? Like, what can you provide for me? You know what I mean? Like, I see that happen a lot. And men even do that with me. You know what I mean? Like, I ask them, that's one of the first questions. Oh, what do you do? I can tell from a man's answer on what they do if they lying or not. And a lot of men don't be having nothing going for themselves. So, like, I will say, stop doing that. For real.
An
'Cause
entrepreneur.
You look dumb.
An entrepreneur is not a job. An entrepreneur is not a job. If he says or she says I'm an entrepreneur, you better have some employees. You better have a tax ID number. I'm the type of nigga I'm going to ask you, what's your business? How many employees do you have?
Right.
If you can't answer that question, you're not an entrepreneur. You're a sole proprietor. Okay, when you did your taxes last year, did you do a W-2, W-4? Did you 1099? Or don't make me pull out business classes on your ass, because I'm going to ask you how you filed your taxes. That's going to tell me everything about you. I will see if you have a DNB number. Yes, a DNB. Because if you are a business, you have a DNB number, which means you have business credit. I will look you up. All that, because females do it too. I'm my own business. No. I need proof. And it's all public information, so I can Google your ass. Go ahead and Google Hustle Fit LLC. You gonna see it. You'll see how much money it makes. You see what the hell a real nigga does. And I have a career. And more than that, there's a difference. And it can be proven. When you can't prove it, I already know. You don't deserve it. Don't come with me without deserve, because you're not putting in the work. If I'm going to put in the work, I expect you to put in the work too. Mm-hmm. So, that's the real.
The real deal.
And you niggas really be out here. You can pay $50 to do an LLC, but if you ain't got a tax ID number and you ain't doing your taxes and you ain't got a DNB, because any real business knows these things are required, then we can't even have a conversation. We got way off topic again now. At the end of the day, we just gonna do it like this.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Always stuff in your face.
Mm-hmm, I'm eating.
Closing arguments.
Men and women, we do have to do better. But like I said, you have to heal. If some people don't like the way that sound, you have to know yourself, get to know yourself, get to understand those things that you struggle with, that only you know that you struggle with, or certain things. Pay attention to what the people around you, if you have a circle, or if you do have those people that keep it real with you, really look at yourself in the mirror, really figure out who you are and what you really want, because that's how you will get the life that you want. You only get what you give. So same thing for dudes and same thing for women. So like, we all want love. We act like we don't, but we all want love, and there's someone out there for everybody, Find out who you love. Figure out what love is. Love is unconditional. You know what I mean? Stay prayed up. But that's it for tonight. See y'all on Friday.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Sunday Night Live. I'm your man Bailey, aka Mr. Go Get 'Em. Man, if you don't know, now you know. This is what we're here for. This podcast is here to bring open conversations, Spread life, spread love, and spread truth. This is not a oversaturated man versus woman podcast. This is a bring men and women together podcast. So I understand you may think one way, but until you actually pay attention and listen, you will never know. Why do we run from each other? Honestly, at the end of the day, it is pure stupidity. There are a lot of single parents on this podcast that watch this podcast, just as there are married parents on this podcast. If you are married and you are together, hopefully you learn exactly what you need to learn in order to continue to build your relationship, make it stronger, stay together, pray together, love together, be happy, and raise your children the best way possible. If you are a single parent, hopefully you're learning enough that you need to understand and realize you honestly cannot do it alone. If it is 100% done with your baby mama, your baby daddy, you need to find a suitable fill-in to help you do it. Not only for your children, but whether you know it or not, you need help. We all need help. As much as we want to fight and we want to put the spite of I can do it by myself, I don't need anyone. At the end of the day, you are a liar. Because if you didn't need anyone, you wouldn't have a job where you work for someone. You wouldn't have a car where you bought it because you would build it yourself. You would also have your own motherfucking garden where you could feed your entire family off of that and never have to work for anyone. Which is why we, as human beings, are not independent. And that's the dumbest word in the world. And it is misused left and right. Self-sufficient, you might possibly be, but you're far from independent. We look for love in the wrong places and in the wrong things, and honestly, it comes from our raising, our background. For a lot of us, our parents failed us. It is true. A lot of us, our parents failed us because they didn't tell us the truth. Disney doesn't tell us the truth. Our parents don't. Shit, it's Christmas time right now. Y'all all telling y'all dude about a fat white man in a red suit that doesn't exist. If you are willing to live even the littlest lie, trust me, the biggest lies are going to catch up to you in your own life. It is real, and there is a thing called reality. And reality hits us very hard. Some worse than others. Pay attention to what you're doing. Pay attention to how you're doing it. Stop saying what you deserve and ask yourself, have you done the work to get the things you deserve? Because the definition of deserve is living that. Oh, fuck that. I'm going to do even better. Should I pop this up on the screen?
Just go ahead.
If you have never done it, go to your Google search and look up deserve. Do something or have to show qualities worthy of reward or punishment. The things that you think you deserve may be just exactly what you're getting, because deserving is that of reward and or punishment. So if what you're getting happens to be a horrible existence for you, that's actually what you deserve, because it's probably how much work you've put in. If you haven't done the work, it's going to be punishment. If you've done the work, it's going to be a reward. Criminals do everything that they can to not work, and we know what their punishment is. And hard workers live good lives. Let that resonate. Love is not easy, but you have to work at it. Life is not easy, but you have to work at it. And a lot of you have rules that life didn't give you, because the only rule that life has is don't die young. Avoid death by all costs. Take care of yourself the best way you possibly can. And replace yourself, as in make babies, which means men and women need to come together, love, raise these children accordingly. Life is not that hard, but we will make it hard on ourselves. With that, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sunday Night Live. Right here on the channel that everybody loves to hate, it is No Cap Reacts. And with that,